We made a vlog of our trip to Montana. Step 1, you have to go through TSA, and Bert is going to tell you how to do it.
Have all your stuff already in your bag, that way you don't have to be anxious right there as you're in line, kind of holding up the line. So have everything in your backpack or your carry-on that you have.
Isn't he smart?
Look at this one. We already got out of there, she still hasn't put her stuff on. She's getting dressed later.
Here we're on the Skylink that moves you from one terminal to the next. I'm always like a little kid when I get to fly, and Bert is kind enough to give me the window seat. When we got to Montana, we rented a car so that we could drive around, and we took a few pictures there in the airport. Look, kids, this is Sarah from Land Before Time. Here we are in the morning. We got ready to head to our first destination and made a stop for coffee and for some snacks at the gas station. Look, kids, it's Littlefoot.
I'm like, dang, we need to bring the kids here.
It never fails when we go on a trip. We always think about our children. So we're pulling up to our first hike of the day, the Drinking Horse Trail. It was a very cold morning, but we warmed up quickly. Adam, you would have loved the hike. Look at those calves. Man, I'm jealous.
Right. All right, what's your strategy?
Long strides.
All right, let's see them long strides. No cañón. Look at that, Chitara. Ay, ay, ay. Look at her move.
Okay, y'all look close here.
Look,
Bert told me that the beaver built a dam.
A beaver has been building a dam.
And I'm so gullible, I believed him. Let's replay that evil smile. It's always an adventure traveling with Bert.
I'm drinking my spit. 'Cause Daddy left the water bottles in the car.
At this point, the sun was super bright and hot. I was reminded of the verse in the Bible that says, "The grass withers and the flowers fade, but the word of our Lord stands forever." Isaiah chapter 40, verse 8. Here Bert poses as an Indian chief and then enjoys the view from the top of the mountain.
We made it to the top, Mama. Bam! Cool. Booyah!
Go, go. It was about a 2-hour drive to West Yellowstone, which was the town right next to Yellowstone National Park. Of course, the drive was beautiful, so it didn't feel like 2 hours. At one point, we just had to stop and take a picture of this beautiful river. Nadia and Haley, this was the perfect spot to take pictures.
The Gallatin River.
When we got to West Yellowstone, we stopped at the Grizzly Wolf Discovery Center. And it was like a little zoo, and they had live wolves that were about the size of our dogs. We have Great Pyrenees, so our dogs are about 100 pounds, and these wolves, full grown, are about 113 pounds. They were gray wolves, so you can notice the different coloring of the coat. Either it was the white fur with a dark undercoat or dark fur with white undercoat. They're very beautiful. Here they are playing outside, just enjoying the sun. And then we went over to see the grizzly bear exhibit. There were a lot of ravens there at the grizzly bear exhibit, and we learned a lot about grizzly bears that we didn't know before, such as scientists are doing studies on them to learn how it is they can gain so much weight and not have heart problems during the winter. And that the grizzly bears typically have their young when they're hibernating. So that was interesting. There were some other animals there. Here's a hawk. Hawk girl, Nadia. And there is a vulture. We saw some otters as well. And then we went to eat at the Old Town Cafe. Bert had a buffalo burger, and I had bison vegetable soup and huckleberry soda. Then we stayed at the Ho Hum Motel there in West Yellowstone. We took a nap and watched a movie. Then we got up and went to get dinner at a little taqueria. Then the next morning it was McDonald's. This is what the birds look like at the McDonald's in Montana. They're about the size of a chicken or a rooster. There he is looking for French fries. Then we drove a little out of the ways to go to the Montana-Idaho border.
Feels pretty good over here. Nice and cool. No sweating.
There's Idaho. There is Montana.
I almost forgot that I hadn't set foot in Idaho, which was the whole point of me going. So I had to turn around and cross over the border. Voila, there I am. And then we start making our way towards the Yellowstone National Park. The whole drive up there was so beautiful, and the weather was just perfect. I think that morning it was maybe 30 degrees, but then it reached a high of high 60s, maybe low 70s. There are the geysers and the hot springs or little pools. They had such beautiful colors.
Isn't that pretty?
This is a picture of a painted mud pot. And this is a small geyser. It smells a little like sulfur. We also saw the cutest little dog while we were walking. I was like, man, that's the life right there. It has always been one of my dreams to go to Yellowstone National Park to see this geology here and these beautiful colors. And come to find out, this is one of Bert's dreams too, and also to see Old Faithful. So here we are at the Old Faithful geyser. We waited for about an hour to watch this. And the water sprayed for about a little over 2 minutes. So it was time to head out for the day because we had to catch an early flight. So here we are leaving the park, and this is where we got to see the most bison. At first it was just this one on the road, and everybody was stopping to take pictures. But then we came across this. Look at all of these bison crossing the road. Look, Mom, it's the Tatanka. For any of you Dances with Wolves fans. Some of these bison were so big, they were like the size of a car. I love this video right here. As we exit the park, there's a post office, Dad. It's the Yellowstone National Park post office. And in front of the lawn, there were a bunch of elk just having a good time, laying out there, relaxing. And what's interesting is that the color of the landscape started to change from that bright green and orange to more of a white sandy color. And we were able to see a waterfall before we drove out. It was very beautiful. We stopped to take pictures. Then about this time we realized that we hadn't eaten lunch, and we suddenly became very hungry. So I started to look up restaurants, and we cheated on our diet, and we decided to have pizza. And that's about it. And that's our trip to Montana. Very short and sweet, and we covered a lot, and there's definitely a lot more to cover, so hopefully we'll get to go back one day. But in the meantime, we will enjoy our home in Texas. Thank you all for watching.